Hello everyone. In today's video I'm going to cover how to determine a limit both graphically and algebraically. But the first thing I'm going to talk about is what a limit actually is. So a limit is the value a function approaches as x approaches a certain value from both sides. So on this graph here, as x approaches 2, the function, which is this line here we have, from the left side it approaches 6, and from the right side it approaches 6. So the limit as x approaches 2 of this function is 6. Now we're going to talk about how to solve it algebraically. So I have a sample problem here. The limit as x approaches 2 of 3x. And what that means is that we want to find the limit as x approaches 2 of the function 3x. So just the simple way to do this, you just sub in the value that x approaches into the function. So the limit as x approaches 2 of 3x is just 3 times 2, which is 6. So this example is pretty easy, so now I'm going to do a more kind of difficult example. It's still going to be the limit as x approaches 2, but now it's going to be of 3x squared minus 6x over x minus 2. And so what happens with this example is when we try and sub in 2, we get 3 times 2 squared minus 6 times 2 over 2 minus 2, which we get 0. And you cannot divide by 0 with math, so we have to figure out some way to kind of remove this discontinuity in this function. So what I'm going to try doing is factoring. So we can factor a 3x out of the numerator. So it's 3x times x minus 2 over x minus 2. And now I can just simplify this and divide. So x minus 2 divided by x minus 2 is equal to 1, except where x equals 2. So now we just get the limit as x approaches 2 of 3x, which is the same thing as the first problem. So the limit of 3x as x approaches 2 is 6. And this graph over here is actually the graphical representation of this limit. And you can see this by the discontinuity we have there, at that hole in the graph, which tells us that at the value x equals 2, there is no value for the function. So that's how you calculate a limit both algebraically and graphically. Check out all of our other videos.